So, hello everyone. This is Phoenix again. And we are back with another video of GTA. GTA Online, to be more precise. So, as you'll remember, in the last video, we talked about serial killers. So yes, serial killers are bad, and don't really, still kind of had a, really kind of had a more philosophical look at it. Like what makes a serial killer do the things that they can do without, like fear of really anything. So today's discussion is, let's see, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this summer. A lot. Where different places have different temperatures. But up here in Washington, where I live, at least the Northwest, can't really speak for the rest of the state because I don't live in the rest of the state. I live in the Northwest. It's been pretty hot. Well, hot is to say, really kind of to say the least. I think like a year or two ago, at least a couple years ago, the Pacific Northwest had an extremely hot day. And it was just a day. And it reached, I think it was like 99, really close, if not 99, then in the 90s, really close to 100. And that was just one day. But so far, this summer, which is probably about a month away from, well, I think this is the last month of summer. It's August. It's been a really hot summer. And, I don't, me personally, I don't really particularly care for the heat. I'm not really one for heat. I mean, if it's really hot, then I deal with it. If it's really, but, if it's really cold, I deal with it. But I'm more of, I more have a preference to, warm, not too hot, maybe, somewhere in the 60s, maybe 70s like it is today, but like early 70s, like up to like 75 degrees. Anything past 75 degrees, for me in particular, is a little too hot, unless there is a nice breeze going on. But I'm more part and parcel to, with all honesty, I want to go back to having to be able to wear, pants and sweatshirts, and jackets. Can't really do that. Well, you can do it. I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak for me. And I like wearing pants. I don't know who doesn't like wearing pants. I mean, it's not like I go completely naked. Although, no, I'm just kidding. But I like wearing, pants, sweatpants, sweatshirts, hoodies. Mainly hoodies. I don't really like, sweatshirts that are not hoodies. And jackets, and I kind of miss that kind of weather. Now, that being said, I guess call me a nitpicker, but I may like the cool, I may like the cold, but I hate walking in snow. I don't hate snow. I hate walking in it. Like really hate walking in snow. And it's not so much like the snow, it's the slush. I hate slush. And then of course you get, whenever it snows, it gets the you have the like a very, kind of like a thin, underneath the snow that falls, you have like a, I guess you could say like a light layer, a light thin layer of ice. And I don't really like, I don't like that. I like, I don't have a problem really, I really don't have a problem walking in snow if it's snow, not slush or ice. I don't really like that. And, it's, so yeah, call me a nitpicker, but, I don't really like I don't like it when it's really hot, and I don't really like it when it's, like, super cold, like, super, super cold. Like, you're not going to find me moving to Antarctica or the Arctic anytime soon. Or, like Alaska or Canada, where it gets really cold. It may be very beautiful, but it's very cold. I don't particularly like, the cold, but I don't like the heat. Definitely do not like the heat. Not like a huge fan of it. Mainly because I'm a big guy. I'm chunky, and majority of the time, chunky guys don't particularly like the heat. I mean, it's not that I don't like sweating, because everybody sweats. I sweat when I walk around, for a couple hours. You sweat when you work out and various other activities. But I don't particularly like sweating when I'm just trying to relax. And that's how the heat this summer has felt. Some of you may love the heat. Some of you may absolutely despise the heat, and you try and live in areas where it's super cold, like all the time. Everybody likes different things. I don't like the heat, but I also don't like it to be too cold. Like I said, I really like it when it's tolerable. 40 degrees I can handle. Under 40, not so much. It's a little it's just a little too cold if it's below 40 degrees. I like the kind of weather, the kind of weather I am, the kind of weather I prefer is the kind of weather where just wear a short sleeve shirt under a hoodie. That's, wearing pants, like jeans. That's the kind of weather I like. I don't really, I don't like it when it's too cold. Don't like it when it's too hot. I know it's kind of like, Goldilocks and Three Bears. Too hot, too cold. I like it when it's just right. And so, with that being said, I'm sure that, most of you any of you who live in, like Arizona, California, Texas, the southern states, the southern state, all the whole, south and southwest, even southeast, all of you who live there, I'm sure you're more, you're used to it. Me, I'm not used to the heat. I don't really like the heat, especially up in a state where, at least in the area of the state, it rains like 9 months out of the year, or give or take. There's a ton of rainfall every year. I mean, it is a nice change. Don't get me wrong. It's it's a very nice change. Rather than it being like dreary and gray outside, overcast, pouring down rain, like buckets being dropped. It's I just like it when it's tolerable. But that's just me. Like I said before several times, and I'll keep saying it throughout, I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak for myself. And what I can say is, my varying degrees of opinion. I have different views than the rest of you. Some of you may have the same views that I do. Others, you probably just like, hey, shut up and play GTA. Well, guess what? I am playing GTA, and I'm talking. So, I know that I put out basically 2 videos yesterday, and that's a little overkill. So this one won't come out for a couple days. Anyway, going back to weather, and summer. Don't get me wrong, I love summer. Absolutely love summer. In fact, it's kind of funny. It's kind of weird, and also I guess kind of a little ironic that I say that I absolutely hate the heat, but when it's like really cold, like 40, 20, 30, 40 degrees, 50 degrees, majority of the year, I always say, hey, where'd the sun go? Come back, So I'm not ashamed to admit I am a bit of a hypocrite in that fashion. And it is what it is. It is what it is. But I wouldn't mind, honestly. I wouldn't mind living in paradise. Well, maybe not living there, but definitely doing a lot of vacations, like Hawaii or Hawaii, however they say it. Everybody says it differently. Any one of the islands of Hawaii, or like Bora Bora, paradise places where it's beautiful, fairly warm water, not too cold, not too hot. Don't want to scald yourself. But I would always want to come back home. Even though I know I would be coming back home to 40, 50, 60 degree weather. I don't know. Anyway, back again to let's see, what else can I talk about? I got a few minutes left. So the let me pose these. I have a few. I may have one or a few questions to ask. I ask all of you. Would you be able to live in a place being like Hawaii or Mexico or South America, like Chile in South America, or maybe even Easter Island, or live in a place kind of like that? Would you prefer? Here's a better version of that question that I'm trying to ask. Would you prefer to live in a location where it's 85 degrees year-round with rainfall every, that lasts, total of the year lasts maybe a few months out of the whole year, the rainy season, which is nice, cool rain, with with it being 85 degrees, but having a nice, cool breeze blowing through, like on an island or a beach, like live on an island or something. That's 85 degrees but with the wind, it feels like a tolerable, 70. Or, would you rather live in that kind of environment and vacation in a place that is like 40 degrees or below, like anywhere from 20 to 60 degrees year round, rains all the time or doesn't rain all the time, rains or snows all the time, and only vacation there for like 2 or 3 months, total, not like, stay there, that would be your vacation spot. Or would you rather live in a place that's anywhere from 20 to 60 degrees year-round with constant rainfall, like 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 months out of year rain and cold, really cold weather, and vacation in locations like Hawaii or Japan? Well, vacation in a spot that's 85 degrees and cool wind and all that. Which would you prefer? Me, I would prefer the latter. This is just my opinion. I would like to hear from the rest of you. Yeah, I know this seems like a kind of a weird thing to ask, seeing as how unless you write comments, there's really no way to respond, because this isn't like a podcast or anything. But that's what I pose to you. Just to think about. Would you prefer to live in paradise and vacation in like Canada, or would you rather live in a place like Canada with the weather and vacation in a place like Hawaii, a paradise, location? I know it's just been me kind of driving around, but it's always a question that I leave. I'm probably always going to leave a question at the close to the end of the video, something for you to think about. But just think about it. It's legitimate questions. Want your opinion. If you're the type of person that really doesn't care particularly, let me know. Hell, you don't even have to respond to me. You can you just think about it and pose this question, ask around to friends, family, significant others, and all that jazz, So, some of you may live in areas, like my friend Chemical. Chemical currently lives in Arizona, outside of Phoenix. I know, it's kind of ironic, huh? Anyway, Chemical lives in a state that's really hot in summer. I know this because my dad used to live in Tucson, Arizona. And my dad knows a lot about heat, so he knows and understands what Chemical is going through, at least with the living situation. Anyway, Hope you all enjoyed the video. Again, pose these questions. Where the very last question I will pose is, where would you like to spend your whole summer? Where would you like to spend your whole summer? Where would you like to live? And then the final question, where would you prefer, not where, would you prefer to live in paradise and vacation in a cold place or a cooler place, or would you prefer to live in a cold place and vacation in paradise? I leave that question to you. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. Also check out the other channels that me and my friends do. The other channels: FWSX, Sub Exile, and Halo Night Live. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace out.